Okay, looks like we've got some game footage up now. I think I've got some mic audio. So we are looking good to get this road on the show. Good evening, everybody. My name is Rikki with Sour Circuit Studios. I'm part of the art team, and I'm one of the people responsible for what you're looking at right here, Shuffles and Scuffles. It is our deck building, sort of grid-based, kind of a roguelike, fun puzzle game. If you are new here, welcome. If you have watched us before on stream, welcome back. Hoping that everybody out there who celebrates the Easter holiday and those traditions, hope you had a lovely long weekend. And even if you don't celebrate Easter, hopefully you were able to get some well-deserved days of rest off of work. I know I had a pretty uneventful weekend, all things considered, and now we're back at it and looking to get some shuffling and or scuffling on the road. So I think it's going to be a fairly low-key kind of a stream compared to most nights. I'm not expecting a huge turnout of people. I know that a lot of the folks on the Sour Circuit team have their own stuff on the go as well. So I'm just going to be playing a nice casual run through, and if anyone pops in to say hello, then so be it. I was trying to think of something Easter themed to go with this stream, it having been Easter just this past weekend, and I couldn't really think of anything as far as like a class to use or anything like that that would be fitting. We don't really have any like bunnies or chocolate or egg themed characters or enemies going on. We made sure that there was no religious iconography present in the game whatsoever. So I think the closest thing I thought of was doing a run as the hunter, because what do you do on Easter with the kids? You send them out hunting for Easter eggs. You place those all over just to get the kids out of the house for 30 minutes to an hour just to give mom and dad a moment's peace. So I think we're going to do our own little hunt this evening. Selfishly also, I have not completed any of the difficulties as the hunter, so by doing this I'm also going to snag the trophy for beating a run as the hunter, hopefully, if I can actually beat the run. You know, you never know what might happen, but I'm feeling pretty confident that we can do it. You know, first difficulty, I feel like it's not too bad. So, if you have played before, you'll probably notice right off the bat the combat icon is in a different spot on the table. Normally, it's a little further back towards the back of the table, and now it's been shifted out to the front. I think this is the first time we're seeing that in this updated version that's going to be releasing fairly shortly. But we have repositioned the nodes, so combat at night, and the various nodes, shop, black market, carnival, card altar, graveyard, those will all kind of be closer up on the table, just to give, we thought, a better use of our screen space, better use of real estate, whereas before, you know, they were back here, and as a player you were only clicking on and interacting with, I don't know, less than a quarter of our entire screen space here, and the pause button to bring up the menu, of course. There's our hunter, decked out in Cabela's finest. It's a very modern take on the hunter compared to a lot of quote unquote like huntsman classes that you see in games. We took a more modernized approach. you know, being Saskatchewan based, we have a lot of people who love to hunt in our province, so we had a lot of reference material to work with for our hunter portrait, even though he's still in the fun little hand-drawn Shuffles and Scuffles art style. But I've flapped my gums for far too long enough. Let's get right into this run. See what we've got as the hunter. Okay, so we can deal mana with bounty. That's something that most decks don't get right off the bat, so that's pretty cool. We've got some surge cards, surging healing and some damage. We've got arcing to deal zap, and other than that, we've got burning. We've got burning and freezing, so we've got a whole variety of stuff going on here. It's a little scattered, except we don't have a card that has scatter. I'm talking about just sort of the theming of it's a little all over the place. But we only have 3 mana, and that is part of the hunter gimmick. They're a little stronger than your default classes with 25 health as opposed to 20, but a little less mana. And the whole thing we have to keep in mind here is that we gain mana when we kill an enemy. So that's what we want to be doing as quickly as we can. So I think I'm just going to pay down Chop. We're going to womp 6 damage right away onto Gonglin, and then there you go. We get our 1. I feel like targeting 1 at a time with some of these cards isn't going to be the greatest, because then we're going to be just left with these kind of 1 leftovers paying into things. But if we can combine that with throwing bounties on our enemies so that killing them gives us a bit more mana, then we should be good. Let's throw zap on him as well for good measure. So he's got 2 mana, he's got 2 zap. Now a lot of players have been wondering, what does zap do? There's been a bit of confusion there. I'm getting a little distracted because I love this kind of combination of the mana effect and the zap effect. We've got a veritable laser light show happening while I'm trying to explain what's going on here. But basically, if I play zap on this Gonglin and I make stab cheaper, I end my turn. Okay, nobody else showed up, but if this guy here, this other enemy we can see waiting, when he shows up on the board, if I zapped him, but I didn't zap this Gonglin, because the zap is already applied to Gonglin, the new enemy gets zapped, and so does he. So it's kind of like a chain lightning linked reaction, and it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Let's also burn the Gonglin, because why not? Now he is mana'd, on fire, and electrocuted. Which I think if you get electrocuted IRL, you have pretty good odds of being lit on fire. But yeah. So we've had a lot of people kind of wondering how best to implement zap. And honestly, if you can just deal 1 to a multitude of enemies and get that really spread out, that's when it's going to work the best, as opposed to having like dealing a ton of zap to the enemy. At least for right now. We are also in the process of tweaking some of the features of a few of our elemental attacks, just to get them a little more balanced, a little more fun to play first and foremost. So it may not be the same by the time you start playing this. We may have already done some tweaking by that point. Okay, Gonglin is no longer burned. I kind of wanted him to stay burned. But we will get our mana from him. And let's... I mean, big money will chop this bandit. Put a bounty on him. Burn him. Get that... I feel like if we can bounty enemies as soon as possible, the better. Now see, I don't know if I really want to deal arcing to Hivehead, because that's just going to cause him to take more small increments of damage and summon bees. So we will just light him on fire. But I may do it to kill the bee he spawned. And now Hivehead is arced. And we'll just pay down. Now, freeze into a card, that's going to keep it frozen in your hand and ignore the discard if it is all the way on the right side of your hand. I don't typically play with a lot of preserves, just because I find that I can cycle through cards well enough. But enough talk about that. There's a bee right on our doorstep. And there's another bee right on our doorstep. Hello, Crazy Monkey, welcome in. Happy Easter, if that's something that you celebrate. We are just doing a very chill run with the Hunter, and I'm sort of doing a bit of an explainer on how their abilities work, and killing bees. Wait a minute. I think I may have just discovered a bug. Right as soon as oh, hello, Egg Sack, and your absolutely heinous username, welcome in. Just killing bees, as one is wont to do, and when I killed those bees, I was getting mana from them, despite having not put a bounty on them. But I did have a bounty on Hivehead, so I feel like that may be a new bug, or it's intentional, and that is just awesome. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm getting extra mana here. Oh, I'm getting extra mana because I'm playing the Hunter. The bees deserve no mercy. Wow. The bees are an endangered species, though. We should be protecting the bees. Here I am being like, I'm playing bounty and I'm getting mana on enemies that aren't bountied, what's going on? And totally spaced that I am playing as the Hunter right now. So nobody clipped that. I mean, if you clip it, I'm gonna be the one watching it back anyway. Because I'm the one who goes through all of these clips to these long stream videos to find clips for socials. So, I mean, if I make a fool of myself, as I've just been doing, no one ever has to know but the people who are here live, so more incentive to get here right off the bat. Something I was pointing out right off the hop when I don't think people were around is that, yeah, our nodes have been enlarged and repositioned further down the table just to give kind of a nicer look. They used to be way back here, and, you know, this was the only part that you were playing in of clicking. As far as clickable real estate, that was pretty much it. So, I think for now I'm gonna pop into the card altar and just see what we can get going here. Okay, what do I have? I've picked up this habit from M right away. Well, you clipped it. Well, I mean, I shouldn't have said it, because that is a surefire way. That is a surefire way to get someone to do that. So, thank you, and also, how dare you? Surge, Backfire, and Split. Now, I was last week messing around with a bunch of Backfire in our late night stream, and it got to the point where we crashed the game at the Swamp Boss. It was absolutely spectacular. And if you missed that, well, maybe the clip will appear on socials. I don't know how eager we are to show off breaking our own game, but you never know. What I might do is just backfire mana to a bunch of enemies. I feel like that could be a really good way to circumvent our 3 mana from... See, this is something I feel like we are working to fix coming up soon, but backfiring one of anything to a multitude of enemies still gives you a very, very low cost to play. Crazy, you just found out the chair that you had for 3 years reclines. Oh boy. Oh, well, I hope you didn't get, like, whiplash or fall backwards and get horribly startled by that. And, you know, lucky you weren't doing anything that could be clipped by somebody watching. We're gonna backfire 1 mana to 9 enemies, the Divine Flop, which is another word for, or another name for Easter. And do I want to chuck anything out? I don't know. I don't know if I want to chuck anything out at the carnival. Maybe I increase the amount of enemies my zap can deal with, or maybe I turn Preserve into something a little more useful. Depends on what we've got here. Damage. I mean, I could just deal Freeze 2 myself. You've been practically sitting on the floor for 3 years, and now you know the chair goes up and reclines. Well, hey, that is good. Oh no, you did fall off. Well, hopefully the only thing you have bruised is your pride, just a little bit, and nothing physical. 3 damage. Search healing. Maybe we will... I like that. There's never usually... Oh, it just gets bad to worse. I keep wishing that it wasn't so bad for you, Crazy, and then you just add a new sentence to this story, and it gets worse every time. Well, I hope you're doing all right. Thank you for tuning into our stream, despite the pain you are going through. We really appreciate that. The electric hit. I mean, you couldn't... I mean, maybe a lightning bolt, but you couldn't spell it out any more plainly as to what that card does. Okay, well... Actually, I might preserve this just so I can backfire to more enemies. Maybe. There we go. Okay, this has been fixed. We have fixed backfire. I should have remembered, yeah. So now there is the minimum of 1. You will always take a minimum of 1. So that strategy right out the window, unless I really amp up my surge cards. And the chair, of course, salt in the wound, insult to injury, as if you weren't physically punished enough. Your chair almost broke. Well, that sucks. It's just not Not your evening. Okay, well, I have erred significantly here, except we can surge a bunch of damage. And let's surge to Gonglin, get that mana, and stab you. So it is giving me an absolute ton of mana. Let's spend to buy those down, but I'm gonna need healing. Crazy, you're giving me a modern-day tragedy, sentence by sentence. You fell off the chair, then you hit your head, then the chair almost broke, then the mic fell off the desk, then, I don't know, did your shoe fly off and kick your light? Was the window open and a neighbor saw? Like, I'm just waiting for the next awful thing in this absolute tragedy. Now I'm kind of hesitant to play this, because I feel like if I do, it's just going to kill me. We'll just try and heal in the meantime. The PC almost fell, same with the keyboard, of course. Of course it did. When it's all wired together like that, it's just a chain reaction. I mean, at least no one was around to see, presumably. The no good, very bad chair day. Yeah, I feel like we've all had one of those at some point or another, but that just, I think, takes the cake. That is a very impressive bad chair day. And I've just realized a bad chair day is also a pun on bad hair day. Oh, and your whole family saw it? Oh no. Oh no. I keep being like, at least this didn't happen. And then the next sentence is, that thing did happen. I did hurt myself. I did almost break the computer. My entire family did see it. Holy smokes. Worst Easter since Jesus confirmed? Or, I don't know, I guess maybe if a few more things also happened to you. I mean, to be fair, I feel like most families would point and laugh at something like that. How long can this go on? How long can this go on? The desk fell over. Wait, if the desk fell over, I thought... So did the... Because I thought the PC and the keyboard almost fell over, but the desk did fall over? This is just like the absolute domino effect from hell. At some point, I have to ask if I'm being strung along. Because it's just so many bad things all at once. Oh, I am gonna get absolutely walloped by these two. Oh, I should have hit Ogre. I'm just so enthralled by this story of absolute tragedy that I have not been I've not been paying attention to how badly I'm currently doing in this run. PC's on the floor. Also, of course she did. I'm gonna wager the next thing is that your sister has, like, 1 million followers or something crazy like that. Just going off of how this has been, like, building, it would make the most sense story-wise for this tragedy for your sister to have an absolutely enormous TikTok following and 1 million people see that. I mean, I feel like that's worse than 1 million people, because at least most of them you won't know. If it's the school, then yeah. So you've just had a week. I am getting absolutely walloped here. Okay. This is what I get for half paying attention to whatever is going on here. I'm gonna try and make one of these forecasts cheaper. A cheap chop would be nice. And of course I have no way to get rid of cards now. Because why would I? Don't want any backfire. Poison? I guess freezing an enemy. Hopefully that can keep me from getting continuously bonked with all of my 2 hit points. We'll see how long I can stall and heal. And I really need to alter this because, yes, backfire has been fixed. I don't even know how that happens. How did your shortcuts and taskbar get absolutely nerfed? The dirty PC, I understand. Oh dear, I have far too many cards, or I had, because this looks like it's going to be it for me here. Yeah, this was a really bad run, all things considered. Yeesh. That was really embarrassing. I'm gonna need to lock in here if I'm gonna get anywhere with this hunter. I think the problem is everything is to single enemies. I think that is my issue here, is I have nothing to damage multiple targets. And also I created a card that took half of my health the first time I played it. But we live and learn. That is the whole point of this game, is experimenting and trying things out and inevitably failing, only to come back even stronger. Or at least with a bit more mental wherewithal. So I'm just gonna pay that down. Bounty on Gonglin. Perfect. We have enough there to get Leshy gone in one fell swoop. As far as Ogre... Oh, I should have put a bounty on him. Well, we can do that now. And... Okay. I mean, the beauty of having only single enemy targeting is there's no chance of me accidentally hitting Mothman here. Any hitting of the Mothman will be done entirely on purpose, but not this turn, because I would like to get him dealt with all at once, and we can do that. Hooray! Oh, I have my cheap chop here. Crazy. As someone whose day job is in credit card fraud, that is what I do. Unfortunately, it's a very boring job, but if anybody, be it family or not, has taken your credit card, you should phone your bank and get that canceled. Get a new one sent to you, because yeah, that can add up. And if your sister starts making a bunch of purchases, then depending on your bank, they may still hold you liable because it is a family member making those transactions, who had easy enough access to steal your card. On a completely less serious note, I have a cheap chop now, which is fantastic. And I might just turf my full-priced chop in exchange. Or just alter it. Let's try and alter something into something a little better. Well, we've got grid, we've got scatter. My two favorite words. Maybe that's what we do with this chop instead. Why, guy, the run is most certainly not going well. I was not paying attention and crafted a card that almost killed me right off the bat, and ended up only surviving 2 nights. So we are back to square one here. But I appreciate the optimism nonetheless. Okay, yeah, so as we can see, we've been doing some tweaking with the mana costs of things. So if I scatter 7 damage to 4 grids, we're looking at 17. Get the 23 mana card. Oh, that's so... It's so not great, though. 4 to 7? Like, I would much rather do high damage only 4 times for enemies such as Thorny Bush and such. But as I only have 3 mana a turn, I think we've really just got to rein this in a little bit. let's go with... I mean, I can pop that off in 2 turns. I could pop this off in 3. And I can't pop off in either because, once again, folks, if you have never seen this before, when specifically I have been streaming, there's a strange bug that we have only ever encountered when I am streaming Shuffles and Scuffles. We don't know what it is, if it's something with my personal setup, but I cannot click this card. I am clicking and nothing is happening. It is bizarre, it is cursed, and Hero, you are here to bear witness. No way it's the... I am cursed. It's an Easter miracle. But, thankfully, there is an easy quote-unquote fix. Just popping back to the main menu and resuming the run. And that just boots us right back to the altar. The only problem with that is we get different words, so we have no scatter. Oh, how could they do this to me? See, I wasn't around for this guy getting named Pooby. I'm very curious as to the lore of why that is a thing now. Well, I still have grid. So what can we do instead? I might do launch. Launch is always fun. I mean, I know lots of little guys, but just because they're little guys doesn't necessarily mean they are poobies, you know? Okay, so launch is 1 for 1. 5 would be most of our... Let's see if I could do this and pair it with healing. That might be decent. And then I might amp it up even more. Sure. The dispatch flop. What was the other flop that we had? Oh, that was last run. Yeah, it was a different... It was the divine flop. Was our backfire mana card that murdered us very quickly. And it proved, as well as that run proved, to also be a flop. So hopefully this flop card will work better. If I can just be smart and pair it, because I'll be taking 4 damage, pair that with my Surge Healing. As long as I use both of those in sync, everything should be hunky-dory. So let's try it. Okay. I mean, not terrible. I was not expecting it to deal 4 for every enemy. That kind of sucks. Not the biggest fan of that. But what I am a big fan of is hanging out with good old Mothman, at least for right now. Okay, here we go. We have his name Pooby because he looks like a cookie. Cookies with the Pooby chocolate, and Pooby likes cookies. When did you find out that Pooby likes cookies? Is it because everyone likes cookies? Because that would be a perfectly acceptable answer. And if someone does not like cookies, they cannot be trusted. I'm sorry if anyone in the chat does not like cookies. It's just a fact of life that you are not a trustworthy human being. I don't make the rules. I don't want to launch multiple enemies right now because my health is bad. But now we can... Let's just keep making things cheap till all these enemies show up. M might have said it. I feel like M would absolutely say that Pooby likes cookies. This just goes to show why you have to be tuned into as many of our streams as possible. Because if you aren't, you miss out on all this juicy lore. The deep, deep ShufflesNScuffles lore, yes. Whether you want to hear about it or not, we will certainly let you hear it on these live streams. Okay, let's try and boost our healing. Is Pooby hiding my other blue word? I bet he is. Is this crazy? You say it's lore for Pooby, but just after your absolute tragedy with the chair, I'm starting to worry that this is a crazy lore moment that is just being used for Pooby. Yeah, I did see, Hero, that we had someone... You can't just make up lore and say it's lore, yeah. You can't just say perchance. Yeah, I did see, though, in the Discord that somebody else was having an issue with words getting lost behind our altar-keeping friend here. Which is a little bit of a shame, but nothing we can't deal with. Now, do we surge or do we scatter? Ooh. I like the surge because it pairs with the damage we take, but also scattering to the player just will do it, and it will be cheaper. So if we're taking, right now, 4 per enemy launched, and we just do that, we can pop that in 1 turn. Cool. I like that. I didn't see what it was called. That's so important. The Pure Yeet. Okay. I feel like I may want to take a chance on turfing some of these cards. Or some of one card. Well, see, now, Crazy, now that you've suspiciously, very suspiciously defended your honesty, I'm wondering how much of anything you've said. No. No, we'll believe you. Why not? It's more entertaining that way. I mean, anything with yeet in the name is a great card alter name. Oh, let's pay that down. A cheap chop is just the best thing to have right now. And I might be able to deal with a lot of these enemies before they even hit the front row at this point. Surge 3. Thank you, will do. Just in case we need to heal. Just load this ogre up with even more mana for us. Give him a little shank. And I love it when everything is free. It's the socialist in me. Okay, now we can pop that off. And back to full health. Hooray! Okay, I want to try this again. And I feel like the way we're going is just chops for cheap and launching and then healing when we take damage from the launch plus the bounty. So I think that is how we're gonna go with this. Yeah. Just continue to thin this down until it's a little bit more manageable. Do I want to bury something for right now? Maybe I make stab free. That's always fun. Free stabs? It sounds like where I grew up. And just continue to put even more mana on the Gonglin. Yes, free stabs. Steam cards when? That I am not sure about. I feel like that is one of the things that we have talked about doing, but has not been one of those like crazy high priority things like getting a bunch of bugs ironed out and just general stuff like that, making sure everything is working and player concerns are being addressed. Those have been the things we've been worried the most about. But that being said, it is something that we've talked about, and it is something that we would love to have. So never say never. I can't give you any sort of timeline on that. So when? I don't know. There is no timeline for it. There is nothing for it beyond... Yeah, we gotta make sure this altar bug doesn't happen anymore before we start working on the fun stuff. Like Steam cards and more achievements and things like that. Gotta make sure everything is working under the hood before we worry about the coat of paint. Oh, excuse me. Had a little bit of water go down the wrong tube. Don't mind me, just slowly choking over here. I feel like I've got a bit of a loop going on with Bounty and the Cheap Chop, and I kind of love that. Painful. Well, I don't know if they're necessarily painful, some more so than others. But just a frame of reference, we have, I can't remember how many are in currently, somewhere in like the 20s for the amount of achievements there are. Our initial document that we were just kind of brainstorming and throwing out ideas had, I think, about 75 altogether. Now, a lot of those we decided these wouldn't actually be fun, these would just be like a massive grind. We wanted to have like a good balance, but there are definitely a pretty big handful that we want to implement later on. The ones in particular that I want to see, so 29, yeah. So if you imagine that, we narrowed it down to 29 out of 75, but you need the... I feel like you have had enough pain lately with your whole chair debacle. Are you sure you're ready for more so soon? But yeah, we had 29 narrowed down from 75. The ones that I really want to implement at some point, now I say this being just one of the artists and not a programmer, so I don't know how easy it is to actually make these feasible, but I had written down a couple of achievements for clearing certain difficulties with every class. So I want one for clear the first difficulty with every class, and then clear difficulty 3 with every class, all the way up to the, ultimate achievement that would be clearing every difficulty with every class, or, finishing the 5th one with everybody. Those were the 3 that I was kind of the most bummed about that didn't make it in. But a lot of them were just kind of like some silly hidden ones. Most of the ones I wanted to go in were just ones that I had named with like really niche names related to my own personal interests. Like even a lot of the ones that made it in, a lot of the names are related to stuff that I'm like, here's a fun little in-joke that 3 people who play this game will get, and that makes me happy. Because as a player, I love when achievements have stuff like that thrown in. Okay, we're down to 5 here. So yeah, I am cycling through the full hand here, which is what we like. I'm just thinking maybe we make... I don't think we need to make mana any better, honestly, because if I can throw these out every turn for 3, and then I can do that in 2 and heal all the damage back, we might be in go mode right now. Except for Stoke. I might try and do something fun with that. Hey, all of our words are here. We love it. And we've got my favorite, which is scatter. I mean, I could make bounty into scatter just so it's even cheaper. Or I could do that to stoke to make it cheaper. Or, nope, this is... We're gonna scatter launch to the grid. And then that way, we're not taking the damage. Some of the most painful achievements. That is admirable. I know, for me personally, there's a lot of games where I have been left 1 or 2 short of the platinum or 100%, just because some of the achievements are the dirt worst. But everybody should sound off what the worst single achievement in any game that you can remember recently getting. What was it, and what did you have to do? Let's dish on everybody's painful game experiences. But yeah, scattering launch to the grid seems like a lot of fun. Oh, and I don't really want anything. Maybe... I was going to say, do I take the chance on turfing Stoke just so I don't have a fully upgrade Evergun and The Last of Us? I've never played them. You know, I was... but I've heard lots of good things, so unfortunately I have no frame of reference to how difficult that is. But I'm sure somebody in the comments will back you up on the difficulty of that. I'm gonna chance it. Why not? I have made an immense error. Oh, but I see now we've got the dynamic wedges coming in, so people won't be forced to ditch their entire decks. Thankfully. What can I afford to lose here right now? Ooh, it might have to be... Ooh, dynamic. Oh, I don't know if they're actually... if that's the proper term for them. That's just what I've heard them be called. Oh, I have maybe made a colossal error coming here. Let's get rid of healing. This is fine. It's fine. Everything's gonna be alright. In Severed Steel, you had to complete the second last level in 60 seconds. Ugh, I absolutely loathe time trials. 2,510 parts for that achievement. And why, guy, dropping the wisdom that is indeed a larger number than 5. Platinum for Red Dead 2. I, again, have only heard about that game, but I know it is absolutely colossal, so I'm sure that took an absolute eon of time. I have not been playing a lot of games this year. Only making. Yeah, I have heard. I tried playing Red Dead 1 years ago, and it just never really stuck. I may have to go back to it at some point, but I just didn't, wasn't super crazy about it, you know? Oh no, I'm getting whomped by Mothman. This is what I deserve for not having a healing card. Maybe I can get one at the black market. None of these are healing cards. Oh, Lord. Okay, I guess we are going to take the free one. Hero, you were trying to 100% Red Dead 1 at one point. 100% reventure, get all 100 endings. Oh, there was a game back during the pandemic that I had to go through like 100 or so endings of. It might not have been 100, but yeah, I feel your pain, Y guy, because that was such a slog, and it was all like text-based stuff too, so it wasn't even like it was worth it. It was just like this massive time grind that I'm like, I'm only doing this because I love this game, and I love this dev, and I'm a masochist, and it's COVID, and I have nothing better to do. I don't know if Revolver had trophies, Crazy, because I feel like that was original Xbox and PS2. If I'm correct in that. 100% Metal Gear Rising. Oh, I have a friend and a former classmate who is absolutely obsessed with Rising. But I don't know if she got the 100% for it. It did, huh? I don't recall it having. I mean, I haven't played it, so I can't. I'm gonna take your word for it because I can't just be assuming. But I didn't think it would have just because of the time it released. For me, the last 100% is also the source of a bunch of my really frustrating trophies. But I got the 100% and the Platinum Trophy in Final Fantasy X earlier this year, and that was an absolute nightmare. Just the time that needed to go into completing the sphere grid for every single character was a nightmare. Oh, you're gonna stream getting all achievements for Shuffles? I mean, we would love that. We would be absolutely thrilled and over the moon if you stream yourself on the path to getting all achievements. And as far as I know, you'd be the first to do it. Nobody else has staked their claim to that yet. Come support you so you can get affiliate. Yeah, you know. Everybody who's got their Tuesday evening free, go and check out Crazy Monkey on the journey for all the Shuffles trophies. I cannot promise you any prizes other than some cool street cred, but you can absolutely have that. Okay, I feel like we are in a really good place with this setup. My only concern is just my low damage output. I'm just hoping that the launch will counteract that. Let me see if I can turn this into something better. I could get more mana, but I don't really need it. Just playing around. What is the... Oh my goodness. How... 32. That is wild. So that would take 11 turns for a card that is not even particularly good, because if everything gets launched, you only need it to happen to one grid. So this would be 5 damage. We don't have healing right now. Sure, why not? Dispatch Doom. That might be one of my favorite card names. Not only does it have Doom in the name, but it alliterates, and alliteration is always ace. And here I am, once again, back at the altar, because, I don't know, I feel like... Oh, sideswipe, knockback, and grapple, jeez. 3 words that I barely find purpose for. Let me give this a think. See, I like having 6 damage output for almost free, combined with the bounty. I mean, I could change this to scatter. There we go. And then it's gonna be the same cost. Sure, why not? Silent Flick. Oh geez, we're here already. You're gonna stream achievements every day this week now? Well, that is very admirable. You're braver than I am, and definitely have more time on your hands. We probably only need... Egg sac, is there a practical use for grapple? I've never encountered a time I'd want enemies closer. We have found a couple of things for grapple, particularly making row cards more viable. So if you have something that's gonna hit a row, but you have an enemy that's 1 space back of the other 2 in that row. So positioning for row attacks is one thing. We've also seen people use grapple to bring enemies closer and used that in tandem with a surge deck. It's a very niche and weird kind of combo, but you can absolutely grapple enemies, bring them in close, get hit, surge damage back to them, or surge more healing to you, and having that grapple just gives you a little extra control over the timing. It's not a deck that I usually play with, but that is what I've seen. Or you can be like Hero and use it to put Mothman in the middle row for no reason. That is amazing. Okay, I want to kill this Gonglin to get the mana for scattering 8 launch to the grid on this turn. Can I scatter mana to his hands? Well, it won't matter because I'll be launching them, so I won't even bother. Launch the hands! Excellent, okay. Boom and boom. Boom and boom. Oh, and see, he's got his damaged animation. I was wanting to see how that looked. Well done, Hero, for throwing that in. Getting that all hooked up and working. You love to see it. Is he gonna... Seriously? I probably should have launched the head, now that I'm thinking about it. This is good. This is fine. Oh, I have erred. I've erred in my judgment. Yeah. I clicked the wrong card. Big time there. That's alright, it'll be free to use this time around. You must be closer to Mothman, yes. I think we all know the feeling of wanting to be closer to Mothman. Scatter and just a little poke. Hooray! Cool beans. That is one act down. I've just kind of been casually trudging through all this. Just thinking about what I'm gonna need to change for the next couple of acts here. We may not even get through all of them tonight, just because schedules are busy and real life and working on stuff to help with the game has to take priority. But let's see how far we can get before any talk of that. I only need one of these grid cards. Don't need to deal... well... because I can get most enemies down below 8. Because I'm dealing 6 for 2 here. So... Of course that would happen. Oh. You're gonna start streaming tonight at 1, crazy? That is... well, that is crazy. I could not. Not on a work night, at least. If this was the weekend, maybe, but my day job, unfortunately, comes way too early to be dealing with that. I guess we're splitting damage to enemies after the debacle of losing both of our launch cards there, because I am a fool. It's alright though, we've still got really good damage output for this amount of mana. Put a bunch onto Bush. Give him the chop. We love it. You do not need it. You do. I hate to break it to you, but the body keeps score, and eventually, whether we like it or not, we all need the sleep. Let's do... because that's free now, so I'm gonna chop ya. Now if I split, it's an odd number being split to even enemies, so let's see. Okay, so the first is gonna take 4, and the second one will take 3. Good to know. Hold off on doing any more damage to Bush until now, so we don't get his spiky thorns. Justice for all achievements never sleep. Well, I mean, the digital bling will still be there the next morning. Rome was not built in a day. Let's try and get a healing card. Hey, what do you know? I might as well take that as well. I might take all of these, come to think of it. Why not? 8 grid. Can you split to the grid? I don't know if I've ever tried that. I mean, it makes it cheaper, so I'm assuming it is doable. Now, is that just gonna split up the damage among every enemy? I'm very curious. I could split mana to the grid. Get a whole bunch of mana. Don't really have much to put it into except Pokecut. Let's try splitting damage to the grid. The bitter portion, yes. 1/4 portion. Okay, get some healing. Pay that down a little more. More healing, please. Good, I'm not the only one curious about what this is going to do. Well, we'll make sure to play it. Oh, and we've got 4 enemies to deal. So 2, 6, 7, 6. Split 8 damage to the grid. Okay. Yeah, it did 2 to everybody. Interesting. I mean, that could be handy for as the hunter for getting a bunch of mana, but yeah, I think I would rather just have something big and booming that kills a lot more of them. Give me the mana, give me the healing, because I'm about to get whomped on by Mudman. Get him out of my grill, please. Okay, so we've got extra card tonnage, but so this will be 4 to each of them. Not ideal. Oof. Oh, gee. Oh, this Gonglin just needs to go away. Cool. One down. This should just do that. And we won't split it up yet because we have Bush to deal with. We are good. All good. A little bruised, but not too bad at all. Just thinking how I can improve on these two here. Let's see what we can get done with those. Surge, draw, and split. I'm gonna shift this around, I think, to Surge. 9? I think 8 should be okay. Oh, and another altar. Why not? Scatter. I mean, I love scattering to the grid. That is my most favorite. The bees crashed your computer. Explain. Tell us all about how bees crashed your computer, because I'm very interested to know, and it may have something to do with just the sheer volume of bees or something else entirely, but the more we know, the better. The most watched clip there. Well, we'll have to check that out. After this is done, I'm gonna go and see exactly how bees crash your computer, and it may be something that we have to look into as far as a bug. If Hero was there, fantastic. Then I guess I don't need to do anything, because Hero will have already seen and should be looking at how we can address that. It's probably something very similar to the crash last Monday, with just a sheer large number of enemies on the grid at one time, and the game trying to handle all of them, if I had to guess. Oh, this is perfect. We are looking pretty good as far as this deck goes here. Oof, okay. Yes, I am liking where this is going. I don't know if I want to change too terribly much to this, but I may, because I have both of these and they're very similar, I may try and make them cheaper. Because cheap is good. Oh, and we're back already. Is this going to be... No. No cheaper. But I did not want to discard a ton of cards or put another one in my deck. Love that. Oh, get rid of Bush while he's not thorny. And just continue to bully Slime a little bit here. But of course, hanging on with 1 hit point and gonna whomp us for a little bit. That is okay, because we can deal with his offspring fairly easily. I guess we're seeing what we can alter. Do I want any of these changes? Yeah, I'm quite liking everything I'm currently working with, but I just might beef this up for fun. For fun and profit. And if I do that, I can make it cheaper. Or I can make recover free. Decisions. I don't want to be without it for that long, so try and make that big beefy card slightly cheaper. And then we can get rid of this one later on, because we don't need 2 of them doing the same thing. Hey, look at all that mana. We love having all that tasty, tasty mana. Oh, and of course, the little slimes are gonna rear their ugly heads here. I guess we're dealing to the grid to get rid of them both. And we'll hit Eel a couple of times for free damage to Skeeto. Chop Skeeto for the mana boost. Surge 8 to the grid. Ooh, interesting. I didn't think we were going to take damage on that, but we have recover, so it's all good. Okay. Are we missing a red card this time? It's this guy here. He's all secretive. No, it's here. Oh, but it's just split. Never mind. Nothing too desperately needed. Although I feel like if I can split healing, yeah, it's going to be cheaper. I wouldn't mind that. Oh, I thought I saw this twice and it's not fully cheapened yet. Oh well. Back to the altar. Mothman's full name is Mothman. There is, it's like Bigfoot's full name is Bigfoot. There's, they don't have government names like full first and last like you and me because they exist outside the bonds of being a citizen of any particular country and are immune to the shackles of a full government name. No name, no social insurance number, no driver's license, no stress. Mozzarella, or it's just that, or Hero can come in and, in one word, say something funnier than my entire little bit of rambling. I like that. Yeah, it's short for mozzarella. There you go. That white stuff on Mothman is actually mozzarella cheese. You thought it was floof, but it was really just a big glob of cheese that they are carrying around with them at all times. Three to a card. Don't mind me just sort of mumbling to myself about what I would like to do here. I think I maybe want mana to just go right to cards instead of to the enemies, skip the step of having to kill them to get it, and it costs exactly the same. The secret drops. Let's try that. So yeah, we've got an inspiration and a slightly beefier inspiration. The only issue is they are all random now, so we will have to use up our chop first, I think. Yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, I can see this working nicely. Behemoth, that's a good one too. Everybody's so creative in here, what the heck? Everything's 0 except for Fierce Rise, so we can make Fierce Rise. Nice and cheap. Cheapy cheapy. Everything's slightly cheaper. And then I'm going to chop this Skeeto completely randomly. Now, I could pop this now, but let's see if this row in the back spawns in. They do. It's exactly what we wanted. We will surge all that damage at once. Everybody dies. We love it. Okay, well, pulling this back now, and wondering 8 to 1 grid, 10 to 2. Yeah, I feel like we only want the 8 to 1. Do I want any of these cheaper? I can't really afford to get rid of them right now. Studying, oh, my little habits. I didn't realize I had any. still can't get it to occur. You know, and it never happens to me outside of streaming. There's just something in the code, you know, when I am playing on stream. It just sometimes, only once every 4 or 5 times that I'm at the altar, even if that, only then it just has that little bug. Mammoth. Yeah, that's another one. I don't think I want to bury. I think I want to just... One to 3. What would 1 to 4 be like? Actually, here's what we're gonna do. The old secret. See, here it is again. Or can I not do this anymore? I don't know if this is a fix or where I can't create the broken card in the altar anymore. Did we fix that, or is this the glitch happening as soon as we talked about it? Did we bring it into existence? Did we give this power? A Mothman well. I like that. I don't know how Mothman could be in debt to you, Crazy, because, as I just said, Mothman exists outside of, you know, our humanist and capitalist values. Really funny card, and he killed you, and you lost the fight. It sounds less like he's in debt to you, and more like you have a vendetta or a grudge. Mothman is a sovereign citizen. I mean, that implies that Mothman is a citizen at all, and not just a strange and horrible beast that causes bridges to collapse. Yeah, even when I put value in, there's nothing here. Alright. This is okay, because we know the easy fix for the altar glitch that affects only me. And now all of our card art is different. But yeah, the top secret technique of creating a wholly unstable card in the altar. We've got some discourse on how people feel about Mothman in the chat, and I'm all here for it. Oh, and I just realized we have a bit of a intro animation for Slime Boss, just dropping in. Pun not intended or intended, I'm not sure. How could you despise Mothman? All Mothman does is chill in the back. I feel like you've just got a personal vendetta at this point. Okay. Trying my best to strategize how I'm gonna have enough mana when this second hand drops. I don't know if I will. Oh, we are one short. Of course. Of course we are. Did this slime get... Did I hit you, sir? I must have at some point. That's alright, we'll get your little buddies to spawn a little far back. Oh hey, and by killing him, we got just the right amount we need. I keep forgetting. Egg sack, who doesn't, honestly? That is just goals. And here you now have 6 tabs of alter bug clips. Oh dear. Excellent. This is exactly how we wanted this to go. And we'll just continue to pay that down. Perfect. We are sitting oh so pretty for this next round here. Because that is now free. Wonderful. Oh, and we got some extra mana when, as the hunter, when the slime got squished. Lovely. We shouldn't necessarily need it though, because that should do it. Fantastic. We've got a very good setup here going into Act 3. I'm very pleased with everything that's going on here. But it can always be refined. Something just fell. I did not see what it was. I didn't get a chance. Something fell and just booped right off the table. It's like they're taunting us. It's like, that is how we are getting welcomed into the third act? Really? I am appalled. Watch it have been the scatter I was hoping to get for healing. Split 3. I get one less. And not even hidden. I saw it fall. They are just taunting me now. Ruthlessly. I think what I'm just gonna do is a little cheeky one of these. Ooh, do I bury? Maybe I bury healing for right now. Mothman treason, as in like Mothman committing treason against the other Mothmen? This is implying so many things about a Mothman society that may or may not even exist. Oh, the cow, my least favorite. Because usually I'm playing decks where I don't have a card that I can just bonk them with super quickly. Usually I'm playing with stuff where I'm just trying to build up to big damage cards like this. And he ends up hitting me. But, since we have done damage, he is going nowhere. Where are you going, my bovine friend? Nowhere. Okay, everything's paid down. Now we just wait to see if that other back row comes. No, they will not. Everybody gets damaged. And we've got Ghosty. And once again, we play the waiting game, and once we have 6 people on the board, whammo! Fantastic. Is there a King Mothman, and do other Mothmen commit treason? I don't believe Mothmen live in a feudal society. You know, there is this castle here that we are currently trying to take from the skeleton, but I don't believe there is any sort of separate Mothman kingdom where a Mothman king presides and charges his Mothman citizens with Mothman treason. Except in the Mothman kingdom, everything has Mothman as an adjective. It's a very inefficient way of speaking, but sweet. This is pretty much go mode here. I don't really want to make changes, and of course, as I say that, we have nodes where all we can do is make changes. So let's go with the least offensive. Why not? Magic Missile. It's cheap. Oh, geez, they just want me to put more stuff in my perfectly refined small deck. Don't they? I mean, healing is down to 1 now, so that's not bad. But see, I'm worried now that I'm not going to always draw my stab or my chop, and I'm going to get swarmed by cows. No one wants to get swarmed by cows. That's how you get mad cow. So far, so good, however. Pretty sure, according to Mothman Cannon, there's a... No, the Mothman Cannon is what they use to defend the Mothman Castle of the Mothman Kingdom. And of course, the Mothman Cannon fires Mothmans at people. It's a very inefficient weapon. They are causing more casualties than they are dealing out on their own side, but, you know. No one said the Mothman Kingdom was a logical place to be. I would watch Metal Gear versus the Mothman Cannon. I'm just waiting now for the most ideal time to drop the Brutal Flick, but I don't really need to. Just... Oh, except I should have then, because now I'm going to get hit. That's okay, though. Not for too much, and I will heal. Except now the game really doesn't want me to get what I want to get. Healing, yes. Magic Missile, sure. Give me that healing, please. I believe we... and Hero can confirm this, I believe we have received some emails or some notification about receiving Twitch affiliate status. I would have to double check with them, but... Okay, well, drop the Brutal Flick there. But I feel like if we don't already have it, it's coming very soon. Don't mind me just sacking a card. We did get the affiliate invitation, just need to set it up. We love to hear that. Very exciting. 1, 2, 6. Interesting. We may turf the cheap chop at this point. Just so we have stab to mitigate cows, and dump all our mana into Brutal Flick. That might be all that we need. Oh yeah, we can't hit him when he is in bat form. My mistake. And he got all the way here and no other enemies dropped from that. That's no good. I do quite enjoy this when I can get most every card paid right down, and then I'm just scattering to all of my mana to one very beefy card. Cow, our anti-cow measure, working to an absolute charm. Stay there, cow. This is not the secret cow level. Carnival, shop, or berry. I guess shop. And then I'll bury that recover that I just got, because I don't necessarily want it. We are fairly optimized here. Oh, why couldn't you have called some of your friends, Ogre? The cow defense. Stay there, cow. I didn't need to stab the cow that time, but, you know, paranoia. Playing into effect, just want to make sure he does not leap and absolutely whomp me. Because cows will do that if you give them the chance. They may seem docile, but if a cow ever got the chance, it would eat you and everyone you care about. Oh no, 2 cows! This is exactly what I was talking about, and I only have the defense mechanism to stab one of them. Oh no. Ah! Well, that's why we thankfully have healing. Oh, and I have blundered here by not waiting till the bat was back in vampire mode. But 2 cows is scary business. Very scary business. I may as well heal while I am just doing this last tango with the vampire. One more heal and die. Hooray! Too many man-cows indeed. Any amount over 1 is far too many. I don't believe Mothman is updated, Hero. Just from what I was seeing in Act 1, I was able to just play as we were able to play previously, where I was just able to pay things down while Mothman chilled in the back. But I don't know if the other people watching are aware, but yeah, we're planning about some kind of a Mothman buff coming up. But what that is exactly remains to be seen, and is still under wraps. You'll just have to keep tuning in to the streams and the changelog updates and things for more info on that. I can change this from split to scatter. It does nothing. Fine. Mothman is getting changed because it takes player agency. Wait, I can't remember our exact terminology, but people see Mothman just sitting and not doing anything and are confused as to why he just sits and does nothing. It is antithetical to how every other enemy in the game works. And so people think he is janky or broken. He's definitely not OP because you can just let him sit and make your whole deck cost nothing, which I feel like is another reason we are going to be changing Mothman. Simply because, yeah, there is being able, that's exactly it, Waga. Being able to farm while Mothman is idle can get very broken very fast. It's very easily exploitable. And that is something we are wanting to avoid. I've had to dig up my recover against my better judgment. I would have rather not, but if I make those free now and just never have to play them, then I should still be good to brutal flick everything into oblivion as necessary. This is our first bone night of the run. Everybody say hi. Thank you, Egg Sack. I didn't think everybody actually would. That's fantastic. Truly, I have the power of persuasion. And bye, Bone Knight. Yes, indeed. Gone, but not forgotten. And in fact, here's another one right next to my favorite friend, heavy sarcasm implied, the cow. Or I guess the Minotaur, to be formal. Toggling it so next waves come is something we may look at, but we have plans for what to do with Mothman. Don't you worry about that. Let's get Cow out of here now. Oh, look, it's the exact same people I just dealt with, and I have... Oof. Well, buy those recoveries, hit Cow, scatter, mana, explode, enemies. lore-wise are the crowns on the ground from Baron? Now, I don't necessarily know, because Baron is not even in the game. That is a character that was scrapped incredibly early on. I don't think Baron even got a full set of sprites. I think I did one sketch, and then Silas did one sketch, and that was as far as he went. But he did have a really sweet crown that looked exactly like that, so I don't know, maybe Silas borrowed some inspiration. Why, guy, when did you see a sketch of Baron? I thought that was a company secret. No, if you did, that's cool too. I guess I'll just bury. Did we do community votes on enemies? I don't remember us doing that. I know we did internal votes on enemies. I don't know. It's been a year and a half of development, and my brain is made of cheese, so it very well could have been a community vote that I'm just not remembering. Who knows? But I'm just going to do a quick one of these to get us back into combat, because we are very close to having this run done and dusted. I would very much like to do so and get the Hunter Trophy. And we're coming up on 2 hours and change, so that'll be as good a place as any to call it a night. I hope I win. It would be the worst to come this far and not. Oh, we didn't get the back row. I always want the back row to pop up so I can kill 6 enemies instead of just 3. Oh, cow. I need to be able to rename my zero-cost stab card as the Cattle Prod, because that is essentially all I am using it for right now, is to keep Minotaur at bay. More enemies? No more enemies. Okay, fine. Fine. Cow is bad because if you don't hit Cow immediately after his first turn, he will jump into the front row and immediately hit you for 5 damage. Which is handleable, but then he is in your grill dealing 5 damage every single turn. So it's not that Cow is bad. Cow is very good, and that is bad. Especially when you are playing Mage, which is a class I've played a lot of, and you only have 10 health at that point, so when Cow hits you, you get hit for half. If 2 cows come up in the back row, and you can't hit one of them just based on not enough mana, or just the way your deck shakes out, you are dead. You have lost. It is an instant kill, because you are going to be taking 10 damage. So Cow is very good and very strong, and that is why he is bad. He's bad like how in the early 90s we called everything that was good bad. Did Mothzarella get his matzah from Minotaur? Now you are suggesting that Mothzarella has milked the Minotaur, and we will not entertain this any further. Because the thought of Mothman on a bench just like pulling on some Minotaur udders is cursed. That is a cursed image. Behemoth, yeah. I'm gonna just keep this as is because we are one node away. We're getting into the odd lore. All this lore that we have talked about tonight is odd lore. Alright, final boss time. The bangin' medieval styles track. And the ghastly ghost boss. But we should be... Oh, we may not be okay here, actually. Okay, we need to adjust strategy a little bit. Make it canon that Mothman milks the Minotaur. Or we could not. What are some scrapped enemy ideas that could have been interesting? Well, yeah, those are all, of course, for the DLC, which, you know, is totally a thing that is coming. No, it's not totally a thing that is coming, but if the interest was there, it is more would be more enemies and more of everything, of course, is something we'd want to implement, but it just comes down to public demand, don't you know? So I don't necessarily want to give away all of the scrapped enemy ideas, but since we've already talked about the Baron, my original plan for him was he was a bear with a king's cape and a crown and a scepter, and he would come into the back row, and when he came into the back row, that was your signal to panic, because my thought was have an enemy that is really, really tanky, super high hit points, only moves every second or third turn, but if he hits you, he kills you. Again, that was in the very early stages of planning, and he got nixed incredibly fast because he just would have been too much to handle. But I just really liked that idea of an enemy that when he shows up, shit hits the fan and you get really scared, and all of a sudden it's like, all of my strategy is out the window, just kill that guy, please. And you would have to just panic and deal with the Baron. But other than that, I'm reticent to name any of the other cancelled enemies. There were quite a few, but you never know. Now I'm thinking I wanna save those ideas just in case we bring them back. There is an enemy who, if you are particularly eagle-eyed, you will see her in the trailer, or one of our trailers, who is not currently in the game. It's one of those things that's like, when we have time, we're going to work on it, but, and get her effect working, but there's a certain character that I designed that just didn't make it in at the very last minute that I would very much like to see implemented soon. And hopefully that'll happen. Ship Mothman with Mad Cow. Oh, our game's got shipping fandom now. Fantastic. Mothman shipped with Mad Cow. Gonglin shipped with Pixie. Nah, Gonglin is shipped with Ogre. And I will not be hearing any different about it. And with that being said, that is the boss dealt with. That is the good hunting trophy. Eggsack is talking about making ShufflesNScuffles ship art now, which is absolutely cursed. Ogre's name is not Lard. Ogre's name is Ogre. I birthed Ogre. I voiced Ogre. Ogre is Ogre. He has layers. But, yeah, we did it. We have successfully completed a hunter run, which is just fantastic. And selfishly, I got another trophy, and that is always good, because I need validation, and digital bling is one of the ways that I get it. Pixie ship with Mosquito because they both suck. Wow, that is harsh. That is, but valid. I mean, if you're gonna do that, I would maybe say Pixie and Leshy because they both suck and both heal. Why is the bot broken? I do not know. That was happening last week as well, Hero. Could not tell you why, but as you can see in the bottom right here, join our Discord if you somehow haven't yet. I feel like everybody here already is, but just in case anybody's lurking and not jumping into chat, you know, we see you and we love you, and we love that you dropped in for a little bit of our crazy stream of our game ShufflesNScuffles. Remember, you can go and wishlist it now on Steam, and you can go buy it on Steam. Oh, it's because 2FA is turned on. One more reason why 2FA ruins everything. I am old and despise 2FA being on everything. You know, I have a password. I have a long and complicated password that is good enough. Or it should be. I shouldn't need to confirm on my phone and in my email that it is me logging on. But that is my boomer rant for the night. Yeah, thank you for Hero for sitting in and modding. Thank you to everybody who showed up and chatted, and you know, the chat got a little unhinged, but that's fine, we're allowed. It's the post-Easter stream where anything can happen. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night. It is now 9:15 Central Standard Time, the best time zone. And I've got some more work to do on socials. So, with that being said, I'm going to pop off for the night. I've been Rikki. You've been awesome. Have a good night. And everybody, if you are still watching streaming, go and watch Crazy Monkey stream right now, because they're streaming as soon as I get off, which is happening right now. Have a good night, everybody.